Through the mists comes forth RPGaDay! In the year 2021, RPGaDay comes back for its 8th year. A time in August when every day we tackle another question or topic by answering in a way that uplifts the gaming community and answers questions people might have about this crazy hobby of ours that serves to build the community and bring it up, that many of us make blogs about, video blogs, art, or great works. In celebration of the community of gamers, I welcome you to RPGaDay 2021. Hello friends, it is I, Rob, the Dungeon Tutor, or Omnisci on the Lair of Omnisci YouTube channel. Today is the last day of RPGaDay 2021, the 31st. And as the 31st, it is the final topic, which is thank, which is good to sum up everything. I think that thanking is one of those bits of social cement that's kind of crumbled over the years. As different generations come and go, the importance of thanking people for things has slipped somewhat. Now, you could say that it's because people kind of have the expectations of service, that I don't need to be thanked as much because this is what I should just be doing. And that's certainly something that could be unpacked and discussed, but in this case, I really do think that thanking people for good service and thanking people for selflessness is one of the cornerstones of what builds friendships, what builds relationships, and what builds a sense of security in ourselves and other people. If you do something nice for someone else, it's nice to be thanked. It's ephemeral, it takes very little effort to thank a person, but the feeling that you give a person who has legitimately gone out of their way to help you or has done a good job within the bounds of their service to help you, I think is praiseworthy in and of itself. And again, some people really aren't raised in a culture of being thankful and kind of taking things a bit for granted. Now, how this applies in a role-playing game is quite clear. If somebody does a good job, oftentimes that goes unnoticed. If, for instance, you take notes for a group, and every time there's a question that pops up about a name that came up or what truly happened in somebody's recollections, and you're the person that can pipe up and go through your notes and say things as they happened, that's definitely thankworthy. That is something that is a notch above what could commonly be expected and deserves thanks. A player who always shows up, always ready to play, doesn't slow the group down, keeps action going, is reliable and dependable, that's thankworthy. You should definitely appreciate those kind of people and not take them for granted. That is usually going to represent some amount of sacrifice that they took, things that they could have been doing other than coming to your game. Thankworthy. It's a good way of being. You also have circumstances where you can, for instance, have a person who genuinely goes out of their way to make sure that everybody else is having a good time. If they sacrifice some spotlight to prop somebody else up, they're the person who's always aiding another person, so they get to feel successful at what they're trying to do, even if it isn't always mission critical. If they're the person who makes sure people don't go off alone to go and get gigged in some dark alley or something, but try to work for the safety and inclusivity of everyone, that's a person who should be thanked for their efforts. For a person who brings new things to the table, who doesn't just take what they're given, but adds to everything that's there, They might introduce a brand new game they've discovered or something they've heard about and open up that conversation, which might give everybody a new and cool experience that they haven't had before. Or maybe if it's just somebody who, instead of playing the same old character they always play, make a deliberate attempt to try to play a different character and change the dynamic of the group somewhat. So if everybody's actions are very metered and predictable, they go out of their way to play somebody who is somewhat unpredictable with a different perspective. Even though it might drive you crazy sometimes, that effort is definitely worthy of thanks. For the game masters out there who do put in the extra work to make their game interesting and make sense, and some of us put in an awful lot of work into making their games live and breathe before their players, who are always counted on to be there providing the world for their characters to run around in and do the cool things while they stand behind the scenes and run the rules and make sure everything is going smoothly and let the players really enjoy their moments of being in the spotlight. For some, it's a thankless job, and that's a shame, because that is, in some cases, a lot of extra work that you've given yourself to fill that role so that everybody else can be having the fun of being the players and the heroes of the story. Less thanks goes out perhaps to the ones who abuse their positions or, don't make sure everybody's having a good time. But for the ones that really do, the ones that take pride in their work and in their craft, you guys deserve a lot of thanks too. It's only appropriate. And of course, for those people who bring us these games, the game designers who spend years perfecting, polishing, and crafting games, or even ones who with a burst of brilliance put out a game that can entertain thousands of people. I'm talking people who make one-shot games, put them up, and some of them are really cult classics. Games that keep popping up like Everyone is John or Lasers and Feelings. That by just coming up with it and sharing with the community, you've made some people's day, especially since most of those are free and approachable by anybody. You guys deserve a shred of thanks too. For the people who basically put in things like RPGaDay, so autocratic, thank you. For the people who take time out to make things to help others. Not just put out videos for clicks to try to make money, notoriety, what have you. But for people who genuinely try to make the gaming space a better place with more informed people, people who are thinking about other people and being more kind and considerate in their gameplay, or just trying to give everybody something that they can hang on to and enjoy in what is frequently a pretty chaotic world. Thank you, everybody. I think you've all been doing a great job, and we just need to keep going. There's a lot more left to do. But for all of you out there who watch my channel and keep me going, both my Lair of Omnicide channel, where these are posted, as well as my Dungeon Tutor channel, which is just growing, thank you. I can't say thanks enough. If you weren't watching, I would be disinclined to continue making these videos. And even though you may not be many in Legion, at least not while I'm posting this, the hope is that someday, with a little word of mouth, a little luck, who knows, maybe a video that might go viral someday. Who knows? But maybe we can grow this community out, get more people in, carry on conversations, and really try to do special things in the gaming community. That's one thing that is my constant hope, and for every little bit of success, every new subscriber that comes in that might throw out a comment here and there, the ones that really knock it out of the park and consistently challenge me with their thoughts or call me out if I'm wrong, thank you. Thank you ever so much. You are truly, to me, what drives the creativity of our channels, and really the whole purpose for this. Any number of people can just idly look through a channel and it doesn't impact them, it's just background noise or something. Then you're fine and you're appreciated and your views count and you vote with your time and your bandwidth, and that's cool. But I really appreciate the people who want to engage, the people who show appreciation with a like, or show that they really don't like something with a dislike. You deserve to be appreciated too, because you let us know when we need to cool our stuff down, which, you know, sometimes is needed. But to all of you, if we're watching this video, who will watch this video someday, I do thank you for everything that I've been given on my channels, for everything that we have yet to accomplish. Thank you, sincerely. So, with that being said, I am now closing this year of RPGaDay. This being the final, I'd like to say thank you. Again, encourage you, if any of this makes sense, if any of this rings true particularly, or you find somebody who needs to hear this, and you want to see more of my content, or you think somebody needs to see some of it, like, share, subscribe, all appreciated. Comments, of course, the most important thing. So, to this one, maybe not going to get as many comments, if any, but I do want to thank you. And if you have any great ways of expressing gratitude that come up, and how to express that gratitude, that could be a good conversation. Certainly it's been one that I've seen numerous times, and I think I've even commented on in the past, but I will appreciate it. So, thank you very much. I'm Rob, the Dungeon Tutor, also Omnisci, and for RPGaDay 2021, farewell and thank you again.